Oh well, finally. We're gonna get to see some hockey once again, because on September the 14th, the Habs Young Guns are gonna be traveling to Buffalo to participate in the rookie games. Yes, I can't wait. Their first game is exactly 1 week away from today, and it's going to be against the Buffalo Sabres. Now, the Canadiens actually released the names of the players that are going to be in action, and in today's video, we're going to have a peekaboo at this list, okay? And see who's going to be on the menu for Montreal, starting with the forwards. And look who's up first, it's Owen Bick. The same Owen Bick who won Habs fans over during training camp last season. Bick is coming off a pretty interesting year. I mean, he spent time in Mississauga. He spent time in Peterborough. He played in the World Juniors. He played a game in Montreal. The guy was probably playing ball hockey in your backyard while you were asleep because he was everywhere. And soon he's going to be in Buffalo, and I can't wait to see him. Jared Davidson is next. Whoa, wrong Jared, guys. Jeez. That's better. Davidson was drafted in 2022, just like Bick, and look at his production over the past couple of seasons. Wow, that's not too shabby at all for a guy that was drafted in round 5. So let's see what kind of tricks he's got up his sleeve at camp. Now next up, we got Isaac Dufour. And if you're like me, you're probably wondering who in the name of HE double hockey sticks that is. Well, Isaac is a 20-year-old local kid who actually got a PTO, compliments of Montreal. So you know the way it is. Most of the time these guys end up working in an ice cream truck or something, but sometimes you get a guy like Arbor Jackeye, so let's give him a chance. Last season he had 41 points in 61 games in the queue, which is actually not too bad at all. Well, Farrell's young fella is next, Sean Farrell, and I mean, it's no secret, he absolutely destroyed it for Harvard University last season. 53 points in 34 games, holy smokes. He also scored a goal after being signed by Montreal, so I mean, that was pretty cool. And I know a lot of you already have Farrell penciled in on the Canadiens lineup to start this season, but you know what? As you're about to find out, the man's got some pretty stiff competition, so let's hope he can impress. Cedric Guindon is next in line. He was picked in round 4 back in 2022, 19 years old, 69 points last season just because he felt like it. Then we got Emil Heinemann, who's just gonna absolutely crush it. I feel like this guy is my kid somehow. I've never been to Sweden. I don't have blonde hair, and the guy looks nothing like me. But still, he's been growing on me like a zit. 7 goals in 11 games for Laval last season, and he's a man on a mission right now to make the NHL, so expect a big camp from this guy. Ooh, now here's an interesting one. Riley Kidney is next. Look at his points with Gatineau last season. Oh my god, he freaks me out, this kid. Some people treat him like he's going to be the next Gretzky, some people treat him like he's the neighbor's cat, but I feel like this season is going to really define what kind of a player Riley Kidney truly is, so I guess we're just going to have to wait and find out. Next on the list, we got Riley McKay. Do you see these penalty minutes? That's everything you need to know. This is my kind of guy right here. 118 penalty minutes in 23 games last season in Laval. He's from Swan River, Manitoba, and he's the kind of guy that can fold your clothes while you're still wearing them, so beware of McKay. Hey, look who it is. It's Philip Mijar, who was also picked in round 1 back in 2022. I always say he's kind of like the middle child of the draft. You know what I mean? Mijar put up 51 points in 52 games last season for Kitchener. Yes, Habs fans were expecting more, so let's hope he turns some heads this year. On the menu next, we got Jan Mysak. Can he live up to his name? Maybe not. Mysak didn't really knock it out of the park last season. He only put up 9 points in 40 games in Laval, and I kind of feel like he's been passed off by quite a few of the new guys. But still, let's see what he does. Next up, we got Jakov Novak. Please tell me that's a typo. Maybe not. Jakov was actually a 7th round pick by the Senators back in 2018. I'm pretty sure Hughes probably, offered him a PTO for meme purposes only. And hey, I'm completely fine with that. I really like Kent's humor. They should sign him long term. Look who we got now. It's Joshua. 99 points in the queue last season. And I am absolutely pumped to see this guy at training camp, and I really hope he doesn't disappoint. But even if he does, I'm sure I'll find it in my heart somewhere to forgive him. Xavier Simoneau is next. Now here's an interesting prospect. I know, he's not even tall enough to look into a basement window. But look, I watched quite a few Laval games last season, and this guy is an absolute dog. He's feisty. He likes to mix it up with guys that are legit 3 times bigger than he is. And he also put up 38 points in 62 games. So don't be shocked if he's one of the standouts at training camp. He just knows how to play hard. Now next up we got Ty Smilanic, who I'm pretty sure is one of Joe Dirt's kids. And look, let's not beat around the bush here. Ty is coming off a pretty crappy season in Wisconsin. But guess what? He's not even going back. Okay, forget about it. He's going pro right now, so hopefully he finds some success real soon. And finally, last but not least for the forward group, I saved the best for last because we got Florian Jacki. Oh my god, the baby Sins are gonna have nightmares when they see this. Florian had 25 points last season in 68 games. He's also beefed up quite a bit over the offseason because his mom's been just driving the baloney into him. And you know what, the more that I think about it, I'll be shocked if the Sins even show up next week. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of soiled underwear in Buffalo. And now that we got the forwards out of the way, let's move on and take a look at some defensemen. And this is my favorite part, okay? I love these guys. Well, the ones that I recognize anyway. Because first up, we got Stanislav Demin. Stanislav, not ringing a bell at all. Well, he's a former 4th overall pick of the Vegas Golden Shower Knights, and somehow he managed to wiggle himself into Habs training camp. So again, let's see what he does. Next up, we got Noah Launen. Anyway, he was an undrafted defenseman that's also been invited to camp. I don't really know a whole lot about him. I don't even know how to say his name, so maybe that changes next week when he shows up and dominates. Yeah, right. Here we go. Speaking of domination, next up we got Logan Mailloux. What a beauty. 6'3". Led the entire Ontario Hockey League in goals last season amongst defensemen, and I'm going to be watching every move he makes at camp, and he is gonna crush it. You just know he is. Next up is Chris Ortiz. His mom calls him Christopher when he's in trouble. The big show is next. It's John Parker Jones. Sometimes he plays forward, sometimes he plays defense. He's 6'7", and he's an absolute handful. This is one of my favorite goals of him from last year at training camp. Look at that. Man, when he gets going, he's like an elephant. You just can't stop him without a good tranquilizer gun. And I've been low-key really rooting for this kid. Popcorn is next. He doesn't need too much of an introduction. He was picked 5th overall at the 2023 draft, a draft that was said to be very deep, so I mean, we're obviously excited to see what he does at camp, because he's gotta be good, right? What are you looking at? Anyway, I hope he crushes it. Hey, look what we got here. It's Jaden Struble. And I know he's been kind of flying under the radar lately, but let me tell you, Struble has all the tools to stand out at camp. He's a hammer amongst nails, and don't be too shocked at off. He just looks like a beast out there. Miguel Tourigny is next in line. I was a little surprised last year when he decided to play in Slovakia over the Q, but I gotta say, his numbers were definitely impressive. 26 points in 33 games. Holy moly. And I will continue to stand by and support the picks from the 2022 draft. I feel like Gordon and Hughes did a great job finding some good talent with their later picks. And the last defenseman on the list is William Trudeau, who was also a pleasant surprise last season. 27 points in 60 games, guys, as a 20-year-old in the AHL. I mean, who saw that coming? These were some really good numbers for Trudeau last season, and he crushed it. Moving on quickly to the goaltenders now, we got Cub Dobbs, as I like to call him, or Jacob Dobbs, sure, whatever you prefer. Cub is 6'5". He's the size of a bear, and he put up some wicked numbers over the past couple of seasons in Ohio. And listen, I know everybody's on the Fowler train right now since the draft, but let me tell you, this guy right here is a beauty. Keep an eye on him because I got a really good feeling about him. Quentin Miller is goaltender number 2 at training camp. He was drafted in 2023. He's 6'2", straight out of Montreal, so you just know he's going to be wearing that jersey proudly. And finally, we got Jan Spooner, who again, I'm pretty sure was given a PTO. He's just 19 years old, guys. Only a pup. Somehow, the guy's 6'3" already. Makes us all wonder what they've been feeding him, you know. But it obviously must be pretty good, and there you have it. I know. This video took a lot longer than I expected, but oh well. If you're still listening to me, I really hope you enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, maybe it's time to, you know, torch that button and join the Grasshopper gang. Let me know in the comment section which prospects you are the most excited to see. And hey, see you next time.